What up, everybody? It's your boy Miles. Welcome to Miles of Horror.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all hanging out. Happy Tuesday. And let's get right into things. But before we do that, slam that like button if you like what you see. And I appreciate you guys hanging out today. We're talking Vinegar Syndrome. Now, this is a big week if you're a Vinegar Syndrome fan. Thursday is January 1st, which means the very first day of VS Subscriber Week 2026. And I got to tell you guys, I think there is some serious heat that's going to be dropping Thursday. I think that they want to start out with a bang. I think they are fully cognizant of the fact that 2025 was seen as somewhat of a down year for Vinegar Syndrome in a lot of people's eyes. I mean, just read the Discord. Even though I know people love to complain, I do think it was kind of a weak year. It brought some really, really fun titles, but I think overall, it's just a lot of people are just kind of not as into the sub as they used to be. But that's for another day. So Thursday is going to be a massive day. I think we're going to get some serious heat. So I wanted to talk to you guys about 5 of my absolute favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases of all time. And again, I've been a subscriber for 7 years now, so a long time. I've been with VS from early days, and they put out some of my absolute favorite releases ever. And some of them are from the glory days, some of them are recent, but I want to show you guys some of my absolute favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases as we lead up to Vinegar Syndrome day 1 of Subscriber Week on Thursday. So let's get right into it. The first release that I have is from the early days of VS. This thing goes for big money because it's long out of print, and that is the Amityville the Cursed Collection box set. This thing was such a cool release when it dropped. This is part of their main line, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day. And you got 4 Amityville titles in here. Some really cool, that original VHS artwork on there. And all had like their own little like color vibe. And these were all of the Amityville sequels, like the later on. So you had 4 through 8. Also, peep the box itself. It had this really cool, like, blood, kind of like blood stain around the box. And the reason why these were so cool and such a great release, first of all, the movies are awesome. If you haven't seen the Amityville sequels, they are awesome. Like, they are really, really fun movies. And these were straight to video, all the straight to video Amityville. So 4 through 8. So you had, in no particular order, actually, I think this is in order. You had Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes. And these had like DVDs, I think, but I don't know if they had Blu Rays. They might have had like multi-pack Blu Rays, but never kind of standalone editions like this. You had Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes. You had Amityville 1992, It's About Time. Really, really fun one. You had Amityville A New Generation. And then you had Amityville Dollhouse, Evil Never Dies. So these were really, really cool. The fact that they used original artwork on these was a super, super fun time. And like I said, I think these had like DVDs and like multi-pack Blu-ray releases. But to get them all housed in this like really cool box set was just awesome. Like they're really fun movies. So this was a really cool set. I love this set. And there's a reason why it goes for big money, because people adore these kind of straight to video movies that are like, just bizarre and out there, and there's body horror. They're just fun movies, man. So yeah, that's the Amityville Cursed Collection. Really fun little box set. Okay, next up. We have, this is one of my, again, there's so many releases I could have picked for this. There's probably another 25 I can rattle off the top of my head that were just awesome. These aren't necessarily my absolute top 5, but just 5 releases that I absolutely love that are fall somewhere in my top category. And the next one is an absolute staple for me in terms of my physical media collection. It's one of my favorite B movies of all time. And to get an edition like this is just awesome. And that is none other than Nightmare Sisters. Okay, you got Linnea Quigley, Brink Stevens, Michelle Bauer, okay, as these super nerdy trio of sorority girls who basically get turned into these like hottie like erotica like babes that invite these dudes over. I forget the reason exactly why they invite them over, and they basically just like cause havoc. And Nightmare Sisters is just so much fun. There's all kinds of nudity between the three in this one, and it's just a super super awesome, fun, bonkers movie. Nightmare Sisters slaps. It really reminds me of like the old Trauma films. I don't think this is Trauma. Um, but it is definitely 80s trash to its at its finest. And whenever you have that trio together, it just rocks. So Nightmare Sisters to get an awesome edition, and this is the reissued slip. I just love the reissued slip. To get an edition like this, to get the love that it did, this is restored from the original 35 millimeter negative. I mean, a gorgeous Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. It was really cool for me. So I love Nightmare Sisters, one of my favorite B movies of all time. So that comes in at number 2. All right, next up, I'm gonna head over to another set of box sets, and that is the Homegrown Horrors Volume 1, 2, and 3. And the reason why these were so cool to me is because they restored some absolute lost gem oddities from the tape store that otherwise saw no other love, to my understanding. And that's why these were a big deal. On Volume 1, we had Winter Beast, Fatal Exam, and Beyond Dream's Door. I mean, we're talking like the low of the low. Just bizarre B movies that are a lot of fun. Okay, a lot of fun. And so we had Homegrown Horrors Volume 1. Then we had Homegrown Horrors Volume 2. We had Hanging Heart, Moonstalker, which is fucking wild, and Dead Girls. Just a ton of fun. And then notoriously, this was a big deal for me. We got finally Volume 3, which had Haunted Ween, Deadly Love, and Revenge. So Haunted Ween on Blu-ray was a massive deal. I mean, that VHS tape goes for $300. To get this on a Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray was just awesome. So give me all of these Homegrown Horror sets. Give me as many as you want to put out. I'll gladly take these over any Giallo set, over any televised terror set, anything. These are my absolute favorite box sets that Vinegar Syndrome does. I'm hoping for plenty more in the new year. Fingers crossed. But Homegrown Horrors, man, this is like the epitome of what I love about the genre, and so they really hit home with these sets. So there you have Homegrown Horrors. All right. Next up, I have another a 4K UHD from Vinegar Syndrome that I actually owned on Blu-ray, multiple Blu-rays, because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Truly, it probably cracks my top 15 if I had to kind of like eye it out for myself. And hence the moniker over on Instagram, Madman Miles of Horror, and that is the 4K UHD of Madman. Okay, I adore this movie so much, and I gotta tell you, watching this thing brings this movie into brand new life. This is one of the best 4Ks I have ever seen. It brings this movie into a whole new stratosphere of love. Like, I can't even tell you how good this movie looks in 4K. Some movies you watch in 4K, and it's like, okay, it looks good, but it wasn't really meant for 4K. This movie it catapults it. The 4K catapults it into a brand new stratosphere of awesomeness. This transfer was incredible. You see there. Do we get a reversible slip on this? Oh, we did. So we have that original art. I'm not going to flip it, but you have the original artwork on the insert. But I actually happen to love the newly commissioned 4K UHD art. And I also believe you get the Blu-ray, I think. Yeah, you do. You get the 4K and the Blu-ray, which is always a nice touch. I always appreciate that when studios do that. Just because even though I have the Blu-ray multiple times, for a lot of titles I don't, and I appreciate having both formats. But yeah, Madman 4K UHD, man. If you've never seen this movie, do yourself a favor. I mean, I literally have it in my Instagram handle over at Miles of Horror. Madman Miles of Horror is my moniker. Because I love it so much. It's an old campfire tale where a bunch of teens are causing ruckus and hanging around the campfire, and they tell the story of old Madman Mars. And there's this like really awesome little jingle that they sing. And it's just, I just love this movie. The character of Madman Mars is awesome. The deaths in this movie are so inventive and great. And it's just, I love this movie. It makes me want to watch it right now. Just holding it. I adore this movie. I adore this edition. It's the epitome of Vinegar Syndrome right here. Madman 4K UHD. I think this thing's still available too. It's definitely dwindling, but I think it's still available. Get it before it sells out. And that is that. And lastly, I gotta show love to this because this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Definitely also in my top 15, undoubtedly, maybe even top 10. Say what you want about it. This was a big time release for me. And that is not. Let me give you guys a little preview here.
They're eating her! Well, they're going to eat me!
None other than Claudio Fragasso. Troll 2, baby, in glorious 4K UHD. This thing was just incredible. You know, say what you want about Vinegar Syndrome this year, ups, downs. This was a big time release. And I know not everyone was into it. For me, it was big time. I did a whole video on that, so definitely go check that out. This 4K looks incredible. The movie has never looked better. You see some things in this UHD on like the costumes on the goblins that like you didn't even know were there. Like some of their like teeth, some things in their teeth that it pops so hard. It really brings this movie to life. Now again, I know there is a charm to this movie about watching it on a lesser format, a VHS or a DVD. I'm not taking anything away from that because I have the VHS and I love watching it on my CRT. Like it's almost better, but to get this in a format like this is just insane to me, and it looks gorgeous and it's awesome, and I just love this movie. So it's also littered with extras. We had a new interview with Michael Stevenson, a new interview with Claudio Fragasso, a new interview with the dad. I forgot his name; it's not coming to me at the moment. But tons of new features, man. It's a lot. It's this release was incredible. I think the artwork and the packaging were perfect. So yeah, Troll 2 is my last one for today. So there you have it, guys. Just to recap, we got the Amityville Curse Collection, just an awesome box set. We got Nightmare Sisters, just awesome film. We got the Homegrown Horrors box sets, right? And these actually make me want to subscribe again because I love these so much. Hopefully we got a new one this year. We got Madman 4K UHD, and we've got Troll 2 in 4K UHD. Some of my absolute favorite Vinegar Syndrome releases from over the years. So appreciate y'all hanging out. Make sure you slam that like button. And remember, Thursday, I'm going live for Subscriber Week at about 11:45, 11:30 EST. Maybe I'll do some more recommendations before the site goes live again. And then we'll do this thing together, man. We'll uncork this thing live together. I think it's going to be a big deal. So anyway, appreciate y'all hanging out, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.